Hello, Taurus. I hope you're doing amazing. If you're new, hello, my name is Amber. And also, I want to say thank you for all of the love and negativity, all of it. I like it. um, for all the views. I was really taken aback when I looked back and I'm like, oh my God, so many people have watched these videos. But thank you. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being here. All the energy that you have given to this channel is very helpful for me in my readings and for me to just do what I'm supposed to do. And that's really my thing. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just glad that more people are receiving the messages because that's what it's all about, right? It's not about me. So thank you so much. And you know me, I'm not very talkative when it comes to that kind of stuff. So let's get into your energy. Okay. Okay. Spirit, guardian angel, divine energy, universal energy. What do you have for Taurus? What would you like for them to know, pay attention to, or be aware of in the month of February? Only allowing truth, honesty, love, and acceptance within this space. As above, so below. Taurus. Alright, Taurus, let's see what we got. Alright, hold on one second. Sorry about that, Taurus. Okay. So, let's see what we got. So what's interesting is I feel like you finally got a grasp of where all the confusion is coming from in your life. It's like you had to have like a spiritual come to Jesus moment, as I like to call all spiritual awakenings, about the situation. So I feel like you're going through your path with whatever this is. It's like you're cracking the surface and things are, you know, really progressing. Okay. So that happened in January, probably moving into February or so, like the beginning of February. But the problem is now it's like, I'm getting that you're assessing the energy around you, the people around you, the situations around you. Okay. And you're trying to find things now that make you happy or that are empowering to you. So all the things that have been draining you, or that you've been putting all this focus in, it's interesting. It doesn't seem to be as important as it did before. It's like things that aren't important are things that are not worth your focus or time or energy are not as important anymore. So now you are trying to find things that make you happy and like following your inner feelings and your, you know, what you want to actually happen. It's interesting. It's like a lighter mood, right? So now you're going to go on the journey of, I'm laughing because it's like you got out of something big and you're about to get into something else big. But now you're working on the journey of accepting. Once you start a journey and you open up the floodgates, Taurus, you have to continue on that journey. So it's not like it just continues to get rough. It's just, it's hard being enlightened. Okay. So I feel like now you're moving towards something else that's for you. So where you closed out something that was pretty significant in your life, in order for you to find joy, you have to get uncomfortable again and open up another door to something else that could that is influential in your life. So it's almost like you're stepping out of one thing, enjoying your little moment, figuring out what makes you happy, and then involving yourself in that thing. It doesn't feel bad to me. It all feels like, you know what it almost feels like? It almost feels like you should have already done it, but you were busy closing out something of the old. Okay? And, you know, now it's like you got to catch up. Like Spirit is trying to get you to catch up to where you kind of should already be. Well, I don't want to say should already be, but, you know, where they want you to be. Or where you'll be happy. Okay? So, Spirit, this is for Taurus. Ooh, Taurus. All right. I feel like you've finally gotten your emotions together with another situation. Okay? That's what you have been working on, and this is where you're landing and coming into February. Okay? And now it's about nurturing yourself. It's about finding happiness for yourself. What's going to make you happy? This is gearing more towards relationships, I feel like, for most of you, Taurus, right now. Okay? So you're going through a heartbreak stage. But what's interesting is it doesn't feel heartbreaky to me. It just feels like, what's that thing rich people say? A mutual uncoupling. So that's what it feels. It just feels like there's a separation and you're okay with it. It's just time for it to happen. I feel like there was some confusion attached to it. Can't quite, you're not quite sure why it couldn't work, but it's one of those things where in order for you to keep your confidence and your ego, not ego, I don't want to say that word, but your confidence and your stride within yourself, you had to end it. It's like this phase or this part of your life or whatever this was is just over. You know what I mean? This is done. Let's let it go, So I feel like you're out having a good time. I also feel like there's you're either out having a good time, Taurus. For some of you, they're telling me to talk about this. There's somebody that you made friends with, that you still have a little bit of hope for that you want to go back to. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. That's a whole nother story probably. But I feel like now you're trying to find joy within your life. So after you've closed this cycle, you've done the work here, you've cleared out the confusion, you're not quite sure which way to go. So now you're just kind of enjoying what's the word that they're telling me to use? What is this word? I see it. Not the festivities. I can't think right now. And it's so funny because it's at the tip of my tongue. Not spirits. I don't know, like the opportunities, the what's available. It's like you just want to enjoy life now. It's like you're free to make the decision that you want. You're free to create the kind of balance you want in your life. It's almost like you're free to take off all of the weight of all the things you should do and do the things that you want to do. So it's like you're spending February, honestly, Taurus, getting back to yourself and what it is that you truly want and desire when you move on to something else. But now it's about what's going to nurture you like on a soul level, okay? So where I feel like it was about your ego holding on to someone or some situation or listening to what other people said, that's over. Because that, I feel like that's more in the past. And now you're getting back to who you are now that you have ended this sort of cycle in your life, okay? So now you're out communicating and making things happen for yourself. I do feel like when you get out and start creating, things will start coming to you. But you have to start talking. You have to start moving. You have to start making things happen, making decisions and making efforts. I feel like it's more about you communicating and saying things that you haven't said before. Things that you were holding back on. It's time for you to like express or talk about. You know what I mean? And when you start expressing yourself in February, Taurus, you'll definitely get back to who you were. Some of you, it's somebody that you wanted from the past, but you had to clean this whole thing up, you know? You're going to get a chance for that. I feel like there's balance there. There's balance with you and yourself, you know, because I feel like your ego was taken over for a long time, and now you're backing that up a little bit and bringing more spiritual energy into it. Okay. What's so interesting is you always in the back of your head, Taurus, I see feeling like there was something better for you, or that there was a way that you could be happy and you thought maybe you could do this with your old life. And now that that hasn't worked out, you're in that cycle and you're starting this sort of like new life, you know? I feel like that energy was always there and feeling like things were going to balance out. And it is. Things are going to balance out. For some of you, I'm seeing this weird storyline where there could have been somebody who was aggressively trying to get your attention or harassing you in some sort of way, and you were pretty good about handling it. Some of you may have gotten a restraining order, but the law is taking control here, and they are going to be away from you. Maybe there's a restraining order, being locked up or something, but you won't have to deal with that anymore. Some of you go on a trip with your friends, okay? Some of you need to go on a trip with your friends that you've always wanted to go on. You have definitely control of you can do whatever you want. This is like a clean slate for you. And you need to like enjoy it, okay? Okay, some of you, the reason why you're splitting up with someone is because you realize that there was another person involved. Maybe they were messing with someone they were working with, okay? Yeah, that they never quite let go of. Yeah, I feel like this person never quite let go of this person. Even though you thought that they did, they didn't, okay? They were just kind of doing what it is that they wanted to do. It was like they were telling you they were working with you and then not at the same time. It's almost like this person was just lying. And either it was your family that were keeping things together, you were doing it for your family, or doing it for this particular relationship because you felt like that was the best thing to do. But yeah, that's over now. That trying to make things work because, you know, you want to be the person to, you know, everything takes time. We got to take it slow and we can work and build on things. That's over. I see that being over in February. So, yeah, after being not nourished in a relationship, I feel like you're moving past it. And you're not going to take any more foolish risks with this relationship. But I do feel like you're going to have a good time, though. You may even go out, go on a trip. I just feel like you're going to do something fun. Yeah. You're going to do something fun. I feel like you're going to spend some money on yourself. You're going to do something for yourself. And it's actually like a good reason. Yeah. Because, you know, you're a new person. You start a new cycle. You're doing your own new thing. I just feel like that's good for you. So I feel like during this whole time, you still have faith what was going on. What's interesting is I feel like you kind of let yourself, your path, and what you want go. For some of you, I'm feeling this strong storyline of you met someone and you kind of left it in the back burner because you already had something going on. But you had this like connection with them, like this thing with them, and you just ignored it. You know, I don't know why this is coming up. But I see here that you're losing faith in this. This past thing is over. I just feel like you're not it almost feels bored with it. It's like I don't even have time for this anymore. Yeah, where you used to fight for, I just don't feel like you have it in you anymore, Taurus. So, yeah, you've had enough time to think about the situation. I feel like you've had enough time to think about the things that you want in your life. And it's time for you to take action to make that happen. And you have the opportunity, I feel, and the know-how to do it now. And you're clearing up all the confusion that you had about this, about trying to work it out. I feel like that's gone. And all the things that you wanted to pursue, no matter how childish or ridiculous it was, and being worried about how it would affect this and that. I just feel like you're taking a different approach to it. I just feel like there's a different approach. Yeah, you gotta leave the old behind. You gotta not be afraid of change if you want to make something happen. And I feel like you're starting to understand and realize that, honestly, Taurus. So I see there being some changes being made here. It's like someone that was watching you or you were watching them and nothing was happening. Now something is happening. Okay? It's like now that you have a different perspective, you're looking at things differently. And I feel like it's going to have trouble getting off the ground. But as long as you still have the willpower to keep pushing for it, it can happen. Okay? This new life, if you stick with it, if you stick with what you want, you can make it happen. Okay? It's like, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by failures. You know, you've been trapped in something for so long, not being happy and whatever this was, see, and not having any real direction, that you're used to things being hard and everything, you know, put a little bit of light and joy into the situation. You know, it doesn't have to be hard and angry and sad and all that. I just feel like there's some trouble getting off the ground because of, you know, it's kind of set up on weird ground right now. So it's kind of like you got to smooth it out. So then smooth the steps out so you can get where you're going. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like you have to beg. It just feels like, you know, you have to be in it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm ready. Here I am. And then everything falls into place. You have to be consistent, you know. I do feel like you're going to find happiness, though. Yeah. Patience. Taurus, it's all about patience, okay? Patience. And you're taking steps on something new. So, you know, just like any new relationship or thing that you go in, you have to redefine your direction as you take it. So it's like, don't take it as being something bad. You have to redefine what's happening, okay? Yeah, because see, you're used to the old rules and the old ways of doing things, and that thing is changing. So you are getting balance from speaking up. So now that you're speaking up and you're doing, you know, like expressing yourself and creating for yourself, where you were in, you know, don't be interdependent. It's like you're not relying on the other person to do something. It's not, okay. So this is what they're showing me. It's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to them if they don't talk to me. It's like not doing that, but going out and taking the initiative and not waiting on the other person. It's like, you got to realize some people are just in their heads, just like sometimes you can be in your head, you know. If you were talking to somebody and they were like really trying to get your attention and you were just like, you know, and it's not that you were being mean, you were just being busy at that time. If they decided, oh, this person may not be interested and not talk to you again, it would never get anywhere. But if they tried again, you know, you at that time, it will be a different energy. It's the same thing with you. So you just have to know what it is that you want and go for it. Just like you did with this up here. You didn't worry about what they were doing that up here. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's get into your oracle cards. All right, Taurus. Let's see what other messages Spirit has for you for February. Taurus, February. Taurus, February. This is real. Oh my God. Confirmation is everywhere. I play music while I'm reading. I always wonder, can y'all hear that back there? Probably not. I tried to get a microphone that only faced in one direction. Because when I had like a omnidirectional microphone, you could hear everything, and everybody just was like, oh my God, I can hear everything. I can hear your air conditioner, and it's the middle of summer. Oh my God, I can hear your cat walking. Sorry, I'm really exaggerative. I apologize. But yeah, Taurus, February. So we have Spirit Keeper of the North, okay? Now, this is about contemplation, okay? This is about Taurus standing where you are, realizing what you had, what you got, what you did to create this environment. Take out what doesn't make you happy, people, situations, whatever, and figuring out how to get to a better place in the next phase of your life. Perfect. So it's just that transitional period where you're like, I just need to do it. So it's like having something in front of you, and just needing to be able to take that risk, but contemplating the next move. Okay? So for some of you, I feel like your family has been intertwined in your love life, and that is going to change. It's like you need to let that part go. There's a couple stories that I'm hearing. Some of you are letting your parents get too involved with your love life and who you choose. Okay? Some of you are staying with a person because of the family. That's going to change. And yeah, I think that's it. There's another weird situation that they're trying to explain to me, but I don't get it. It's a unconventional relationship. It kind of involves a third party, but it's like consensual. Okay, so basically in the month of February, you are going to learn trust. You know, how to listen to your intuition and learn how to close. I feel like you got to learn to close something out completely. And for some of you, your intuition has been trying to guide you towards someone else and you haven't been listening. And now you're going to listen. You know, or your intuition has just been guiding you towards something that's going to be good for you in your next phase of life. It doesn't have to be something that's going to last forever. You know, forever is an iffy word. But it's something that gets you to your better self, or the next place that's going to get you to your better self, and so on and so forth. So it's just about making that decision and trusting in that choice for you. And I love that this card is will. I just want to show it to you because it's pretty magical that it came up in here and I was talking about it in the reading. So it talks about you as an individual and what it is that you're willing to create. So you have to put the effort in to create what you want. You know, it also talks about you know, I feel like you have a chance to make decisions in February, but just it's like you're clearing out everybody's expectations of you and making your own decisions, you know, but don't stay so much in the waiting process. Because if you noticed at the bottom of the reading, it was more about action. So you are going to spend most of February probably contemplating where you want to go next and all that. But there has to come a point where you have to put some action in and make a decision or two. Okay? So I love you so much, Taurus, and I will talk to you later. Blessings in your life and all that you do. Also, if you need a private reading, links in the description box below, or you can go to that website right here. I'll be more than happy to set you up an appointment. And I will see you for the mid-months. I love you. Bye-bye.